Welcome to Test Roll. I'm Martin.
And Lars.
We're here today to look at yet another camera, and I'm going to completely fob this off on Lars and say, what do we got, Lars?
We have a MAMIYA C33 professional TLR. When my father passed away, this was one of his cameras, and he had almost all the lenses available for this camera. Spoiler alert, this camera can come with many lenses, which is very different from most TLRs. TLRs usually have a single normal lens, or sometimes you would get a variety that had a wide-angle lens, but you couldn't change the lens on the camera.
What's on this one here?
This one, I have the 80mm standard lens on it right now. MAMIYA wanted to make a professional line of these cameras. This was designed to be a workhorse, something that you could use in a wide variety of circumstances, and that meant it needed to be able to do a lot of different kinds of tasks.
It looks pretty solidly built.
Yeah,
Can I try that? Jeez! No, I mean seriously, this is heavy.
It's a weightlifter's camera, yeah.
It's like almost solid metal.
Yeah, that could give you a good headache if it hit you on the head. But yeah, I mean, you could change lenses, which was a great feature. Another great feature was that you could rack that lens out really far.
Wow.
And focus very close. I mean, it would help if I knew what I was doing. Here.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. This is about where this lens is focused at its near focus right now. It's less than a foot.
Wow.
Which is pretty darn impressive for any camera. Let's look at how you change the lenses. What you would do is you'd set it to unlocked, and that would drop a baffle down into the shooting chamber. What you could do is just take this lever and pop this one off, and take that one, and drop a new lens in, and now you have a 250mm lens, and then you set it to unlocked again, or to locked. You would set it to
You don't
locked.
want that falling off. That'll hurt your foot.
Yeah. But the neat thing is this gives you a very long lens. It's great for portraits, and I found a ad from the 70s for from Frank's Camera, and the prices on it was like, I think the body of $200 or just under $200, and most of the lenses were in about that price range as well.
Wow, well this is really cool. Shall we go out and take a few photos?
I think we'll have to.
Okay, what are you going to use?
Film.
Okay.
I have some film here.
Hey, you mean that stuff that just happened to be there because, I don't know, it just happened to be there? I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing this, though.
Okay.
Tell us about the film, Lars.
In light of the fact that this camera belonged to my father, I figure why not use film that belonged to my father. He bought this at Freestyle Photographic in the early 80s, and it expired in April of 1983. He had a refrigerator that he stored film in, and kept it nice and chilled and all that. And then at one point he unplugged it, and it stayed unplugged, which is not the best environment to store film in. Let's take a look at this roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, alright.
Is that mold, or I don't know if this is just moldy or...
Yeah, I'd put on my N95 mask.
Yeah, I'm going to at least shoot with this thing and see what I get. It's a bit... I've shot with
Anthrax,
this...
perhaps?
Yeah, it will be interesting. It could be just a horrible mess. But
well, I'm looking forward to it for one.
It'll be interesting.
Alright, well we're going to go shoot and walk around and then we'll see what we get. we started with a roll of film that was pretty expired and pretty, shall we say, crunchy.
Yeah. Had to knock the mold off of it before we loaded it into the camera.
So let's have a look at it and some of the shots, because I'm amazed to see that we have shots.
I'm a little impressed with how the film fared considering its condition. It's, kind of downtown Highland Park in Los Angeles.
Kind of a deadish tree.
Yeah.
It looks really sharp. Okay, this one shows the age a little bit more of the film with some of the modeling. But when you consider 1983 was the expiration, or was
yes,
it 84?
It expired in 83.
I'm shocked there's anything there, but that looks actually pretty good. I mean, obviously there's some, shall we say, character in the shot.
I did have to peel the backing paper off the film. It's like I'm in the dark room, complete darkness, I can't see a thing. I'm rolling the film onto the metal developing reel, and I'm realizing, well, this stuff is like stuck. And so I just figured, okay, well, I'm going for it, and I just peeled the stuff off and got it onto the developing reel, and I was not entirely sure whether I would have any images at all.
Wow. Oh, that's kind of neat. Now this is Highland Park.
Yes,
here.
This is the Highland Park Bowl, and I don't know, I guess there was a camera shop next to it, and isn't anymore. Yes, here's the scabrous front of the Highland Park Bowl.
Wow. That's neat.
It perhaps could use a refresher on the paint job.
Yeah, children, do not eat the lovely looking flakes of paint that are falling off of the building.
Paint or potato chips.
It's got a tang that you just can't get with Lay's.
Before I understood what was going on, when I was changing the lenses on this camera, I was pulling them off, and I would just leave the camera without the lens on for a few minutes as I was getting the other lens prepared. And the light baffle is good, but it's not that good. You kind of want to do it fast. You want to do it in the shade. This was a bit of a learning experience.
And chicken boy. All right.
It's that's old chicken boy.
Folks, because of this, I cannot move from California. I'm sorry, I'm stuck here because I have to live in the same state as Chicken Boy.
Yeah. Well.
Frank's camera, still there.
There is a infinitesimal chance that this camera was actually bought at Frank's Camera.
I liked Frank's because it was like one of the few places that I could get to as a young person that actually had New York prices. That's what they always would push, because it was big discounts, because they moved a lot of merchandise.
Yeah, Frank's Camera in the 70s is what B&H is now.
Oh, name
Pentax, Bessler.
Bessler. And they have chops, meat, fish, stay handsome.
I think that's what's in the bottom floor nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Because I was in Highland Park, I had to get the shot of Frank's Camera because, it is a bit of a mecca.
Somebody needs to reopen a camera store.
I would love that.
Like a camera brew pub would be perfect.
Oh yeah, that would be so great.
Yeah. Just take note. I'd go.
None of the photographs would be in focus.
Well, we'd process in beer and all. We wouldn't drink it, but no.
You develop your film. You drink the developer.
That's not bad. Yeah. More baffling.
Yeah.
It has a neat look, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, it has an interesting sort of ghostly.
Kind of. Yeah, it really is. You know.
I'm not going to shred the negative. I mean.
Don't worry, it will shred itself.
Here's a telephone. More
obsolete
obsolete stuff. Analog film is obsolete. Here's a payphone.
Just stick a quarter in.
The only payphones I have ever seen in the past probably 10 years now do not actually have handsets attached to them.
Well, that's a neat old building.
Yeah, and there's a payphone.
Okay. Oh, look at that. I like the detail. It really shows that lens's qualities very well.
I have to beg forgiveness. I have complained about the lenses on these Mamiyas, and they're not as sharp, and just that micro contrast that you get with certain Zeiss lenses, say on Hasselblad, but they're still really good lenses.
I'm that's just got nice contrast.
Yeah.
It's got nice detail.
Yeah, I like what I'm getting with these things.
It looks like the opening for Formula for me.
Yeah, it does actually.
Little plug here, folks.
Yeah.
And
This one I just kind of liked. I like the offset quality of the palm tree and the lamppost. Just compositionally, I thought it was kind of neat.
for having peeled the paper off, these aren't really horribly damaged. You do see it looks at the top like it was like printed on stone or something.
Yeah, actually, it does have that kind of. Oh yes,
there's
more chicken boy.
More chicken boy.
This is the sort of creepy, stalking us through the tree kind of shot.
Chicken boy in Deliverance.
Okay, here are some color.
Cluck like a chicken.
Oh, I'm laughing like a chicken.
I'm sorry. All right.
There's a film that needs to be made.
I swear I have not been drinking. Hey, baby. So this is the color stuff. There's the palm tree.
This is Kodak Portra 160, is it?
That's actually not expired color film.
Or
mostly not expired.
It's expired by a few years, but for me that's not expired at all.
And then okay.
This is the Glendale train station. I believe this is one you shot.
That's my shot of the whatever that
is it, lilac?
Purple.
I don't know.
Is it lilac? It could be.
It's a purple plant.
Where's the bee?
There, right there.
There it is. I was waiting for this bee to settle on something.
The shot is really sharp. I mean, it's crisp and clear, and
I did fudge the top framing because I did not use the what.
Yeah, just sort of estimating your parallax correction.
Because I had some room for error there, and my composition. Well, I was shooting off the cuff, and I was kneeling, and I'm old, and I thought anytime now would be perfect. And it was the Grand Central Air Terminal. It's all completely landlocked now. They developed that area into a business park, and they preserved the old terminal building. They did a nice job restoring that too.
Yeah,
the building.
I personally don't like the way the Portra rendered the color here.
It's not as punchy.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way Ektar looks.
Yeah. In fact, I've been shooting. When I shot color film at all, I would usually use Portra, and now I've sort of gone off Portra. I'm thinking Ektar is really nice, and if you can get it, Kodak Vision 3 ECN2 film.
All right. Well, you're shooting not portraits with Portra.
Yes, I think Portra is actually, strangely enough, despite its name, a really good film for portraits.
And this is something I haven't seen before.
This is Kodak Vision 3 70mm film loaded onto 120. Really like the color rendering on the Vision 3 stuff.
There's that.
Okay.
Again. Oh, yeah. It's funny to see that in color and not like, with scabrous film on top of that.
Right. And then there's some sprocket holes.
So, yeah. Where's the bridge?
Well, that baffle? So I was setting up a shot, and I remember distinctly saying, there's this red line that's visible in the viewfinder, and that shows you where you have to reframe for parallax correction. And yes, that is correct, except it's also telling you that the baffle is down, which I did not realize.
Well, then I don't feel so dumb.
Yeah, so I lost 3 frames of film on 2 different rolls. So 3 on one roll, 3 on another roll.
Okay. Yeah, well, let me pick this up. It really is a workhorse. It's obvious that, this is something you could go out and make a living with. It does bear actually reading a manual, which we didn't have.
Yeah.
You coached me through loading it. I think I would like to think at least that I would have gotten it by myself.
On this particular camera, you have to really make sure that back is pressed closed. Because if you don't, you'll wind it, and you'll just keep on winding and winding and winding until you're done with the roll.
It's definitely a camera that I would come back to and use.
Okay, I've got a Hasselblad, and the Hasselblad is a great camera. I have more fun shooting with this thing. I don't know, I'm just sort of being a gushing fanboy at this point, but, I just like this camera.
Better than being a gushing chicken boy.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I think we both have
that note.
I would like to use this one again for sure.
It's a camera that does require a little bit of attention to some detail, but once you master those, it's a really good camera.
Well, anyway, thanks for looking today, and we'll see you again next time on Test Roll. I'm Martin.
I'm Lars.
See you.
Okay.